We've already learned the basics of the poke check. A second check that you're going to use as a beginning lacrosse player is the slap check. A couple differences between a poke check and a slap check. One, a slap check, you can create a little more power because of the wind up that we take and the angle of the check. You can create a little bit more power, so you might be a little more likely to dislodge that ball. The disadvantage of a slap check, one, it can take you out of good defensive position if you take too big of a wind up, and two, it's much easier to get a slashing penalty on a slap check than it is on a poke check. Most important thing to remember with any check you're throwing is to start doing it with good defensive positioning, good defensive posture. If you're not familiar with that, take a look back at our defensive basics video so you can get a good idea of what good defensive posture looks like. Now when we throw a slap check, we want to get in our good defensive stance, feet about shoulder width apart, bend your knees, drop your hips, hands out in front of you, and stick up ready to intercept a pass. Now if you remember a poke check, we're bringing the stick down parallel to the ground, using our top hand as a guide, and poking with that backhand right on that player's bottom glove or butt end of the stick. We want to set up similarly for a slap check. Good defensive positions, hand out in front. But a slap check, we use our top hand, we use our wrists and our forearms. There's not much shoulder or core rotation in a slap check, but we're just using our forearms, our wrists, and our hands to bring that stick up maybe to about shoulder height. And then we are slapping down, slap and release right on that player's bottom glove, trying to hit that bottom glove and jar the ball loose so we can scoop it up and take it down to our offensive end. What you want to make sure you don't do is take a big windup for a couple of reasons. If a referee in a youth lacrosse game or in a younger age lacrosse game, maybe JV, sees a player take a big windup like this to throw a stick check, they're going to be reaching for their flag, ready to throw it and give you a slashing penalty for a uncontrolled check. The second problem with the big windup is it takes us out of our good defensive position, our defensive posture. If I wind up like this, I've just taken myself out of my good solid base, and an opposing player can dodge and go right past me. So keep that good solid fundamental defensive posture. Use your wrists and your forearm strength to bring that stick up to your shoulder and slap right down on the wrist. You can just practice this on your own a few times before you take it to one of your team practices or try in the game. Break down a good position, a couple of hard slaps right on that bottom glove, and you'll be ready to try it out in a game.